gonna let anything get in my way. I want to go in there and I want to tie that record for the longest reign and celebrate with all my family, my friends, and all the WWE Universe.
Wait a damn minute.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Welcome to Beer Trained About. This is DS.
And it's Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Star.
I'm your dad bod demigod. My name's Joey Mayberry.
And we are here for the WWE Backlash 2023 review.
Can we keep clapping for the fact that it's not called WrestleMania Backlash? I'm very excited by that.
Puerto Rico crowd
Brought it.
That was a wrestling crowd. They did not get quiet for one
At
second.
all. Just when I didn't think they'd get any louder, they got that.
What were they chanting at Zelina?
Yo soy boricua, pa tu lo sabes. I'm Puerto Rican, so you know.
Is that what it means?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, you're not Puerto Rican.
I'm Puerto Rican. You thought I was saying that. I get it. Obviously, Puerto Ricans are very proud of their heritage,
Right.
as we all see here in Chicago, to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, you know, those big-ass flags they put on it.
So we started out super hot with Bianca Belair versus IYO SKY for the Raw Women's Championship match. This crowd they show that they're not going to play with.
Oh, totally.
They loved some EO Sky.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea EO Sky was so over.
Right.
Specifically in Puerto Rico. Like, what?
Right.
Her music hit, it was like echoing like her NXT days.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this crowd is for her.
And I'm glad they played her NXT music
Yeah.
instead of the Damaged Guitar music. I like saying Damaged Guitars.
I see Esk, Kataro.
The Simpsons was like this, the Guitar.
Not only did they love IYO SKY, they hated Bianca Belair.
Did they hate Bianca, or was it just because she wasn't EO Sky?
I think this was one of the most like teetering on the John Cena vibe for Bianca. For
I
sure.
was like, this is definitely John Cena era for
Yeah.
Bianca Belair, because you could kind of hear it at WrestleMania when she defeated Asuka. The WrestleMania crowd was kind of mixed. You can kind of hear the boo already, but then she came out with the kids later, and then they couldn't boo the kids. So we're like, okay, fine. I honestly was so surprised that only one pay-per-view after, she was getting like flat out booed.
Which she shouldn't have got booed, because that outfit, girl, that puffer jacket that she
Yeah,
walked out in,
so
that was
cute.
cute.
That was so cute. The pink always goes so well for Bianca.
Yeah.
I was like, are you really going to wear a puffer jacket to Puerto Rico? I heard it's pretty hot.
I thought that too. I'm like, but it's so hot. Why are you wearing a jacket? A puffer jacket at that.
It surprised me, to be honest, because I figured they would be like really for it just because she's like uber babyface,
Yeah.
but I was kind of more excited they were for EO because I was ready for somebody to be for EO.
Yeah, I think that's what struck me a little bit more was how behind they were behind EO. Like, I knew there was going to be a little like about Bianca, but I didn't know it was going to be like that much. I also think it's more of like, not so much like, booed, we hate you, but it's more like, almost know the outcome of this, so we're going to try really hard to get a different outcome, even though we know who's going to go over it.
She had to defend it here to become the longest ever in the modern era. Longest reigning women's champion, the longest Raw women's champion, and WWE loved those like slogans and stuff like that, so we were like, okay, Bianca is retaining.
WWE has a record-breaking problem. Like, they're always chasing for the longest, like, the best. Literally. Like, they're literally chasing the Bianca Belair and everything. They're always chasing the S and everything.
Right.
The EST. But sometimes it's like unnecessary, and then things like this happen where like Bianca just starts getting like booed here and there. And I also kind of hope that a lot of people see this pay-per-view, so then that gets taken to the next pay-per-view or to the next show. They're like, oh wait, we're supposed to be booing Bianca this whole time. I feel like, so I think it's just more of a WWE problem versus a Bianca problem, because it's no fault of her own. You know, it's not her fault that WWE wants to keep on breaking all these records for no reason, really, but just for the sake of breaking them, then what?
But what are they going to do if Corey Graves can't sit on commentary and go, they're going to break history tonight?
It reminded me a lot of Chicago crowd for WrestleMania 22 when they booed Trish Stratus. And they were just going crazy for Mickie James. I was like, oh my god, maybe this is to a point where like, I really hope they pull an audible and make IYO win.
If they had, that crowd would have erupted.
Insane. And I think this is a really good example of a great crowd makes a good match an amazing match. Because we know this match was so good, but that crowd just elevated the match so much more. It definitely got me on the edge of my seat. And at the end of it, I really thought, like, just give the briefcase to IYO. Like, let's put Money in the Bank. Let's have her win Money in the Bank.
And this episode is brought to you by Manscaped, and it's perfect timing because it's getting warm. Time for some partying, clubbing, beaching, but let's keep your balls clean and shiny while you're at it with Manscaped. And they recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. Let's take a look. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I love some smooth balls, and this is kind of a TMI, but I got so sick of getting cuts down there because it's very delicate down there. For the longest time, I started tweezing them out, which hurts like mofo, but I kind of got used to it too.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
But with Manscaped, I don't need to Shaniqua S&M myself anymore because the Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped, it's a game changer. Alright, so inside you'll find this Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer with advanced skin safe technology, which is also waterproof and has LED lights. I've been using this for a while, a little bit, actually just this morning. It's really easy to use just during the shower or on toilet if you get bored. And this is such a good addition with Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer. Thankfully there has been no episode with nose hair picking out, but this is a lifesaver. And you got ball deodorant and toner, and 2 free gifts, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. Join over 8 million men worldwide and me who trust Manscaped with their exclusive offer for Ring the Bell fam, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code BELLE, Belle, at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping of manscaped.com, and use the code BELLE and open your heart and open your legs with confidence with Manscaped. So let's talk about Smash. What stood out to you?
Oh, my favorite spot was just EO getting just literally curled in the corner by Bianca Belair.
I'm so glad you brought that up because her facial expressions with that was hilarious. Every time she would go upside down, she would just like look so surprised and like how did you have great expressions while being hung upside down from the top rope? Like she still had the wherewithal to like, oh wait, facials. With all the blood rushing to your head and everything, she still had that. But that was a really fun spot for sure.
The spot that I remember is the top rope powerbomb. They always tease it, but I'd never seen it actually hit in WWE. And then she just hit that freaking thing right on EO. Wild.
Like she literally like looked like she went through the canvas of that. That bump looked so scary. I've never taken that bump. I've totally have given it through tables too, because I will not take that. Sorry.
I'll do it.
The reverser into the face buster, that was really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
The pop that she got for her moonsault to the outside was epic.
I also love too that the whole match she was working a body part, which is working her arm, which I love when matches do that. It's super cool and old school. But it kept on going throughout the whole match, even when she gorilla pressed her with one hand. But then afterwards, like totally just dumped EO on her face. I was like, oh my god, that looks so scary and bad. It's like, EO okay? That was scary looking.
I also love that Bianca was like, like one hand. She's like her arms hurting. And I was like, you know what, Bianca, maybe you have a point. You will be good as a heel again.
She's so good as a at the very beginning when the crowd was very much for EO, you kind of saw her like look and go, okay, this is what I'm gonna have to do. And I was like, yes, I love that little moment.
And especially because I don't think she necessarily acted like a heel. She just wasn't like super uber baby face reaction and stuff. So I think it kind of calls a lot to her for her be able to switch even that little bit, played more into it. Because EO wasn't really being too much of a heel besides working a body part, but she was still like acknowledging the crowd, but not really like playing into a baby face. I mean, if you would have known otherwise, you could have sworn this was either like a baby versus baby match where like EO was a baby and Bianca was a heel.
EO looked so happy.
So happy.
With that crowd. You could tell that she was like really sipping in that moment because EO was the top star of NXT, but since she got called up, she was kind of, you know, Bailey's I mean, like, damage control.
ain't wrong.
Also, damage control was such an afterthought, even though they're so in the storyline all the time.
They very much just filled the new Riot Squad.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing that I realized is that IYO SKY, like, if you think about it, she never got to do the matches that she was doing in NXT, like, ever in main roster. She never was able to have that opportunity, and she finally got that chance to have that full-on singles match, and I was, wait, this is the thing I was missing the whole time.
And it's like, oh, there's the EO we know and love. So I'm glad that she was in damage control, and they started, especially the way they brought her in. I was like, oh, super excited about that. But like, so true that it just really just filled in the Riot Squad role, unfortunately. But I mean, hopefully this will be like, oh yeah, we forgot Io's really that good. Thanks for reminding us.
I just want to see more of what's going to develop now with Bayley pretty much costing her the win. I think this is going to turn into some sort of fun storyline because Bayley and Io, give me that match all day. All night.
So let's talk about the ending because this match got me so amped up. They were really building towards something huge, and then Damage Control came out, and I was like, wait, okay. There was like a slight thing where like Dakota was trying to stop Bayley from coming out or something like that. After Damage Control came out, I think it kind of got and then the ending was like, okay.
I loved after they came out because I just like the juxtaposition of Bayley being the one to make Io lose.
Did she do that though? What'd she do?
Just
she
a
was
distraction.
holding Bianca's hair, and the ref noticed.
Oh, that's why she lost?
Yeah.
Io?
Like, she didn't get disqualified or anything, but she had, like, enough time to, like, not hit the moonsault and stuff because she was holding on to Bianca's hair.
I thought that was nice of her. I thought that was a good friend thing. I wasn't like Io was going to be mad at that.
I think it was like, if you wouldn't have done that, the ref wouldn't have, like, stopped it, and I would have been able to hit my moonsault and, like, win the match and stuff. Like,
I would have had the title win.
Yeah.
Okay. It is inevitable that breakup is coming.
yes.
Thank goodness. Also, I want Bayley's pants.
I was about to say that. I acknowledge how good they looked when they both came out. The little awesome, like super bright yellow green accent that they had. But yes, Bayley's pants for the win for sure. And I also wish that seeing this interaction, they kind of see as Io as like the breakout star of Damage Control because that would be awesome. I also think it's going to be like, everybody would kind of think, yeah, it's Bayley. But I think Io definitely deserves to have like her own singles run for sure. I do see what you mean about like almost we didn't need the Damage Control run in for the finish because the match was so good and it was going so well, but I could also see why they did it. And I also do think this is the first time that Bianca's opponent looks better in like the losing part, or like it kind of like built her up more, because I feel like a lot of times when Bianca beats an opponent, it's kind of like, now what? For the opponent.
True.
And like this is the only time where like I feel like the opponent is just kind of like set up for something else besides after the loss to Bianca.
I love that your point gets proven too with Bayley sitting at ringside.
Yeah.
I'm so glad for Io. Like, she deserved this moment. Backlash is kind of a time it's like, it's after WrestleMania. We're just gonna rest through it.
Yeah.
So they do have more of an unconventional opponents like Io or Zelina Vega, but I think it was such a great opportunity that Io took it and ran with it, and people loved it. And I would be surprised if she takes it this coming SmackDown.
I love the idea that those two opponents are unconventional because like it's Io Shirai. At the end of the day.
The finish was
Good, not bad.
missed moonsault KOD. Pretty conventional. Yeah. But this was a fun match.
I like this match.
Yeah, really good. I enjoyed it very much. And I'm so glad it's kicked off the show because I think it set the tone. Like, if you're not main event, you want to be first because that's, like, follow that. And they did really prove that. Like, set the tone really good.
Who do you think will take the belt off of Bianca at this point?
First question is, what are they going to do with these championships? Because they're on opposite shows at this point.
Maybe, like, Asuka?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. See, this is a problem, is that we're having trouble coming up with names for it. This is, like, the weird WWE booking thing that we keep on coming up. Is like Bianca's doing such a good job and like getting her over and stuff, but like you're also not building up any stars for even have like a potential.
I know exactly who is going to get this. B-Fab for champ. Let's do it.
I feel like Lacey Evans maybe, not to take the title off of Bianca, but I feel like that could be a
transition champion.
Even that, or like have a storyline afterwards. This draft, they just brought a bunch of Raw girls to SmackDown, so it's kind of like I don't really see the fresh feud there. But you know what? I think Io should take it.
Yes.
I think Io should take it, but you know, now that you mentioned Lacey Evans, the two of them in a promo battle, Bianca and Lacey, not a bad thing.
I think it would be a good storyline. No?
I'm in the same boat with her, but like they would be able to talk.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move to the next match. It is SmackDown Women's Championship. Puerto Rico's own! I'm kind of sad they didn't do that, but Puerto Rico's own Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley, Mommy, who got...
This is my birthday.
I love the Puerto Rico crowd was chanting Mommy, Mommy.
Yes.
And then Zelina Vega came in as a flag.
Yeah, like it's an actual flag.
She was a walking flag.
Yeah.
Just asshole. I love that's how you say it.
She was giving a little bit of Miss Tessmacher a little bit.
Yo, yeah.
Was Miss Tessmacher.
I mean, Zelina looked so happy.
Oh my god, so she looked amazing, but I think the best thing that she was wearing was her smile.
Oh, okay, that was cute.
That was real cute.
She found Sasha Banks' wig and then took a little bit of it, put it in the front part.
I was watching her like wrestle and I was like, is this Sasha Banks? You look very Sasha Banks.
Rhea looked cute.
Oh yeah, I love the white. And I love how like all of Judgment Day was wearing mainly white with like purple accents and stuff like that, as opposed to like the regular dark hair. But like Rhea looked amazing in white. So good.
When does Rhea not look amazing?
This is
like,
true. This
mommy
is
is
true.
mommy for a reason.
Yeah. With makeup, without makeup, whatever she wants to wear, nothing she wants to wear, hey, that'll be great.
It did remind me a little bit of the outfit that she wore at WrestleMania against Charlotte when she lost.
Oh, when she was,
She was so upset.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I just
oh, are
remember her
you
being so
sure?
upset.
Are you sure this is the right outfit?
Give it up for the real MVP of this match.
Who?
Zelina Vega's top. How did everything stay put? This was working overtime. Oh my gosh, I was so amazed. Of course, she looked amazing, but that top did not go anywhere, did not budge, did not move. It was like holding on for dear life. And wow, shout out to the seamstress or however the fitting was, because that was so impressive how everything stayed in.
Raw is Boricua.
Yeah.
The crowd. Like, honestly, this match, I'm thinking of like trying to think of spots. Like some of the spots, it was a very basic match at the end of the day. But the thing I'm going to take away from it is just that moment of hearing that crowd chant for Zelina. Like that's what I'm going to remember from.
I think with a shorter match, this match would have definitely helped out of like even like 2 minutes.
Agreed.
Maybe a falsie in there, back and forth, something where it was like reversing to code red or something like that. I feel like it was just missing that one moment because I feel like I think we all knew at the end of the day what the outcome of this was,
Right.
but just giving that little bit more hope spot. I mean, it was a good match. It was kind of like almost what it needed to be, but just give that a little bit more and it would have been like even more perfect. But I also think that a lot of things that get overlooked, one of the things that get overlooked is Rhea's ability to sell.
Yeah.
Especially for like, obviously because she's so like big and menacing, and sell for like smaller faces.
Right.
She does such a good job of that where it's still believable. It's not like, oh, this like, tiny little woman is gonna beat up this giant of a woman. It still works out and she makes it look so believable. So shout out to Rhea and her selling skills for sure.
The tornado DDT. Whenever Zelina hits
my
it,
gosh.
you know Rhea's gonna be like, like everywhere.
Watching it from a wrestler standpoint, where you're literally watching her just, I'm gonna put Zelina where I need to.
Let me take my own bump real quick and make it look amazing and spike myself.
The build toward this is all about just Zelina doing some crazy move on Rhea and Rhea just signing the heck out of it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Mommy, you're Mommy Teresa. You're making everyone look good. You're like
Mommy Teresa.
It is. She was the highlight of WrestleMania, but she spent this entire month just accompanying Judgment Day boys and then making Zelina look like a star. And Zelina did look really good coming
Yeah.
into this match, even
She
though
really
like
did.
for the whole last couple years she was just a valet.
Oh, totally. When this match first started and then she started doing like her really nice crisp 3/4 rolls, I was like, I feel like, oh yeah, she wrestles, huh?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, she's actually a pretty decent wrestler.
Right.
Like we kind of like tend to forget, but what a weird position we're in that we tend to forget that people are good wrestlers and then they bust out matches like, oh,
Right.
yeah.
I love that it was just the nice little 3/4 rolls and then immediately like, nope, time to go get the chancla.
I know, I love that so much. I was gonna be a typical indie wrestler on Twitter and be like, oh, they stole that spot because that's what all the independent wrestlers do on Twitter because I totally use that chancla in my Good Housekeeping match.
Oh. Wait, so tell me a little bit more about that spot.
So basically, in any Latino culture, specifically like in Puerto Rican and even Mexican too, like you get hit with a chancla. That's like where your parents are disciplining you and stuff like that. Which is why she went to go get it from her mom and like threw the chancla.
That was such a
Like,
cute moment.
It was a really cute
Yeah.
moment for sure, especially like involving the chancla. Everybody's gonna get a big pop, and like got it from her like family and stuff like that. It was a cool little fun nod for sure.
She definitely came prepared with a little bit of moments. The
Yeah.
619, that was her little, the moment with Rey Mysterio. That was cute.
Her doing the little shimmy too. That was cute too.
And she was having a ball doing that little shit.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Like,
she
lit up
was.
like a Christmas tree.
It was really fun. It was definitely what it needed to be. While I wish it was longer, I think what's going to stand out for this match for sure by any means is just having that moment for Zelina, not only before, during the introductions, but like even the standing ovation that she got afterwards. Like, wow. And that she dedicated this match to her dad. Like, you can't recreate that no matter like what sport, no matter where you're at. Having that moment is going to be so special. She's going to remember that the rest of her life. So it's cool to see that.
Yeah, no, I love Zelina Vega. She's such a great promo, and you know, she can wrestle. So and she really wants to wrestle.
I do love that when we see people who don't wrestle as much, unfortunately, bust out good matches, that they're always on point. Like, you could say there's no like ring rust, no matter how long you haven't, like, we haven't seen them wrestle, doesn't mean they're still not putting in the work for sure. So it's always good. More Zelina Vega. Yeah. You know? More Zelina Vega wrestling.
So Rhea had this cute feud a little bit, the Backlash feud. It's a resting time a little bit. Yeah. But what's coming for her? She's got some competition in Raw.
A lot of competition.
Right.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be Trish Stratus.
Oh, what?
Trish Stratus and Rhea Ripley, give it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I feel like Raquel and Rhea could be the one that's coming up soon.
I feel like that's they've been teasing that for a minute.
I want like Liv and Raquel for SummerSlam because that's like that. For me, that's a money feud. They also have Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley coming too, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the one that we want to see for sure because I feel like they're both such good competitors and I think they'll probably bring the best out of each other for sure. But I think we're just like 1 week away from Rhea being a full-on 100% babyface. Yeah. Like, even though she's such a good heel, like, she has that snarl down, she looks cool and badass, but she's almost looks too cool to be booed type of thing. So, like, I think it can very easily have her turn face.
So that is everything for Backlash. Overall, what a fun pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The whole show was so good, and I think it is so largely amounted to that crowd. That crowd made this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I love seeing when people get to do what they love in front of their family or home of their hometown or wherever they're from. So it's really cool to see that. And that's when you always know when they have like go to do shows where they don't have shows too often because it just gets so into it. And of course, people are always so proud and get so into it. So it's awesome to see that too. I hope we kind of have this momentum going of like we can have good fun matches, you know, without necessarily being like. I mean, I'm not saying that they weren't serious, but like we can have a little bit of different type of matches going on. So hopefully this momentum keeps going now.
But also at the same time, I am so sick of Bloodline getting like 8-9 segments each episode and women eating breadcrumbs. I mean, the build all the way from Road to WrestleMania to like till now, it never recovered for some reason. Like the storyline's all like so meh. They better start giving women some storyline. Now that their draft is over, I really want some good storylines start brewing because I'm so sick of getting, I don't know, like Bloodline circle jerking situation every week. I'm so over it.
I just feel like
Bloodline circle jerk t-shirt
now available at a merch store.
Because this is going to replace our weekly review. Let's briefly talk about Impact Wrestling. Because Trinity has arrived to Impact Wrestling.
I think all eyes are at Impact right now, and I'm glad that they are because I think a lot more people are going to see what good things they're doing. And it's a lot of good things, too. I mean, the last time when I was in the show, not this time around, but the last time we were in Chicago, so entertaining. And I'm glad that you bring in a name like Trinity to bring in more eyes because it's definitely needed. I mean, that Knockouts division is amazing.
Trinity's just like her own entity as a performer because she can just do some things that I've never seen anyone else do.
Yeah.
And so her coming into this already stacked division, this is going to be amazing.
Right. I love the promo battle with Deanna because they started shading each other and I was like,
right away.
The Trinity's face was so juicy.
Always is. Almost as juicy as those clothes. She comes out and looks fantastic.
Yeah, she looks really cute. The band kind of reminds me of her like NXT days when she first got introduced. So like there's a little bit of that. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. Like Jordan Grace came out. They've got so many great matches in store for Naomi. It seems like, from the spoilers, I don't want to spoil you too much, but it seems like the first match is going towards Giselle Shaw, which is, again, another really solid matchup.
I'm just excited for Trinity versus Jordan Grace at some point because the things that she can do, plus the power of Jordan, God, it's going to be so good.
As Naomi in WWE, she never got like a serious feud, I feel like. Most serious feud she had was with Mandy Rose in a hotel room. revealing a lingerie that covers her more than her actual gear. Impact Wrestling does really great storytelling. So I really hope she's gonna get that great storyline and a great match. So I'm excited for her.
I'm excited for her to show us that look at what all I can do when I have no restrictions, because I feel like in WWE, like not only just time restrictions and character restrictions, what your storyline you've been put in, and there's so many like options for storylines for great opponents that I think we're gonna see turning in and be like, oh yeah, you are an amazing wrestler. Like thanks for reminding us, even though we shouldn't be reminded because it should have been front page news all the time. And I could tell that she is like enjoying herself. Like you could tell she's just happy and ready to have fun and ready to pull out some bangers, and I'm here for it. Now everybody, let's tune in and support her for sure.
Right. AEW is kind of in the same spot again, so I'm not even gonna go there. Same shit. same shit with the I don't know. Outcast has so much potential. Jade Cargill squash another person. What's new?
It's been the get-go from AEW from the get-go.
Yeah, AEW really needs some help.
I mean, you've got 3 people right here who could probably write a really good women's storyline.
Literally!
Hi, hello.
Literally, we could put something out of my ass right now and be like so much better than whatever they're doing. Seriously!
Just pictured your ass like a printer.
Come here, use it. Anyway, thank you so much for joining in for our Backlash review. That was such a fun one. Paloma, where can we all find you?
At Paloma Star on Instagram and Twitter.
Joey?
You can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram and Twitter, Joey.Mayberry on TikTok. Also tune in to Golden Era Podcast, where Jake Smith and I talk about the golden era of the WWE Divas division. It's streaming wherever you get your podcast and here on YouTube.
And you can find me on DS Shit on Instagram and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter. Alright, we'll see you next time. Bye!